The speaking tour, we've just run 14 stops around the country. We did it because we wanted to really get out and connect with people in places all over and talk with them about the opportunities New Zealand's got to get moving on climate change. And we think it's really important that we're putting the positive message out there at the moment, because all we're really hearing from the top is about how it's too hard and we can't do anything right now, but that's just not true.
The debate on climate change is over. We all know that something serious is going to happen unless we do something very, very soon. But the thing that we don't know is, okay, how are we going to get ourselves out of this creek? And I think that was the main function of the speaking tour, is to let Kiwis know that there are so many solutions available to us if we choose as a government and as citizens to take them up.
So we decided on this tour, as you should with any good tour, to take a 5-metre high inflatable dinosaur around the country with us. The tour was called What's the Holdup, and we really think the biggest holdup at the moment is sort of dinosaur thinking, where we see countries moving ahead on this, grasping the opportunities, but here in New Zealand, it's like we're going backwards in time. We're spending billions of dollars building new roads when the trends are really changing and people are actually driving less. So that's really one of the big messages we want to get across, that we need to get with the times and move beyond the dinosaur thinking.
When I came into this, I didn't actually know that transport accounts for 40% of New Zealand's carbon emissions. If we think about, okay, what's the easiest thing to work on? It's definitely transport. I would love to see action happening there, and I think the barrier that's preventing us from, cutting a little bit of that 40% of our emissions is policy priorities, outdated thinking, people in New Zealand not realising that, in fact, the world is continuing without us. The world is already using public transport, and if we don't start moving, we're going to be really, really left behind.
Internationally, New Zealand was leading at one stage and has now lost its way, and so we need to turn that around again, and New Zealand could be a leader. We've got all the resources in the world to not just make electricity 100% renewables, but all our heat as well as our transport system, which could be electrified to a greater degree, liquid fuels coming from a whole range of resources, biofuels, etc. So New Zealand could be the first country in the world to be fossil fuel free. But most important of all, we need behavioural change and people to understand that there is great opportunities there to transition away from this dependence on fossil fuel and have a much better, cleaner world of the future.
I'm so proud of us as a country and as a civilization, and I think if we were to throw all that away and throw out this good thing we've got going on, what would that say about us? So the reason I care about climate change is because I'd like to continue what we've got in New Zealand and make it even better than it is now.